Hi Leo, and welcome to your August work and career reading. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed and shown support for the channel. It's really great also to hear your comments, and thank you so much for all the likes. I've started off this month with the work and career reading because I just felt that that's where I was led, really. So that means that the love readings will be out at the end of July, certainly before the 1st of August. So if you're interested in those or interested in the work and career readings ongoing, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. You know, I'm setting myself targets subscriber wise. I'm on a mission, Leo. So please support me by subscribing the channel. It really means a lot to the channel. It really means a lot. So I do appreciate all your support. It sort of shows me that I'm on the right path. So thank you for that. Right, I'm going to get started. Some strange marks on the table today. Okay. We're going to get started. So this is for the month of August 2020, and this is your work, career, finance reading. So far, they've been very, very concise for the other signs that I've done. So this won't be a long reading, but then we'll wait and see what Spirit want you to know, Leo. Spirit, we're concentrating on Leo, please. Oop. Let's start again, please. We're concentrating. Okay, let's hold the cards a moment. Okay, Spirit, please let's focus on Leo and what is ahead for them in August regarding their work, career and finance. Oh, that's nice to see. The end of a tough cycle approaches, Leo. Let me just get the others and then we'll go through them. Nothing is yet set in stone. This one. Okay, a time to give rather than take. They want me to take 4, so we're gonna, and don't let pride get in your way. And there we have the full moon in Leo card, which is interesting for a Leo reading, isn't it? Anyway, let's start with these 4 and then we're going to lay some tarot. So, here we have you in August, Leo. The end of a tough cycle approaches. You will know what you've been dealing with in the last few months, and obviously this will apply to all of you differently, so just please take what resonates from the reading and leave what doesn't. I think, you know, generally everyone has been going through a pretty tough cycle, whether you've been in work, whether you haven't been in work over the last few months. It's been such a strange year. So yeah, it could have had financial knock-on for you, which in effect can affect relationships, etc., etc. You'll know what the tough cycle is about, but it's good to know that in August, this is coming to an end, Leo. Things are going to be a lot more positive. There could be still some changes about. There still could be a bit of uncertainty about, because we have nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so, you know, you may be easing yourself back into a work situation. You know, finances may be beginning to pick up during the month of August, because when they give us this card in this position, it's very much about, you know, things aren't quite back to how they were or aren't quite as you want them to be in August, but they're getting there. Okay, so I very much get the energy and the feeling that you're going to be building things back up during August, Leo. Okay, and it may be that you're having to put in more effort than you want to put in, and you may feel that you're not yet getting rewarded. Because you're not feeling that things are back as they were. Or that they've improved at all. You may be feeling that you're giving more than you're taking out of the situation. And it may simply be that you're returning to work in August and you're having to wait to get paid till the end of August, you know? It could be something as straightforward as that. But again, you know, you need to follow that process because that's the only way that it's going to right itself. So, you know, if you are feeling like that and you are feeling sort of a bit disgruntled because you feel like maybe you're having to pay out for transport and travel when actually finance is tough for you at the moment. But they're saying don't let pride get in the way, you know. Just, yes, of course, stand up for your rights. They've just said that in my ear, stand up for your rights. But, you know, what's that word? Don't cut off your nose to spite your face, almost, you know. They've just said to me, don't be stubborn. You know, they don't want you to go down the sort of standing your ground to such a degree that you actually make things more difficult for yourself, because they are bringing this tough cycle to an end, Leo. So, you know, that's good messages so far. Let's see what the tarot can tell us with more information. So we're looking at Leo, please, Spirit. We continue. Angels, thank you for your presence. We're looking more at Leo for their August work and career and finance, if you want to give us that information. What do you want them to know, please? What do you want Leo to know for August? Okay. I'm going to lay out probably 8 cards, but let's see what Spirit give us, and then we'll go through them. So far we have the 6 of Cups, Queen of Wands, 6 of Wands. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. Very nice. We have the 7 of Swords. And we have Strength. They want to give us a couple more, so I'm going to take them. I don't know if you can see them on camera. Yes, you can. We have the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. They want me to give me one more. We have the King of Cups. Okay, do we want this, Spirit? No, okay. Bear with me. Sometimes I'm a bit uncertain if a card is sticking out of the pack. I have to check whether they want me to take it. So, we've ended up with 11 cards. A 1 and a 1. I love that. Okay, so let's get started, because there's quite a lot of information here. More cards than I have been pulling for other signs. So there's obviously messages here that you need to hear, Leo. So stick with me, please, so that we can, you know, clarify the message towards the end. That would be great. So we know the end of a tough cycle is approaching. We have you feeling a lot more sort of open, a lot more generous, a lot more able to give more. You know, this is definitely you giving to a situation. It's you being sort of quite community minded, quite sort of open about things. Yeah, there's a caring energy about this card. And it feels like you've been waiting to be able to do that, Leo. You know, things feel like they've been quite stuck for you over the last few months. So, you know, there's very much this feeling of sort of interaction with other people more in the month of August, which is, again, what I get the feeling you've been waiting for. And it says, you know, as we said, things, it may take a while, things may not sort of kick in straight away, but, you know, here you are very much in Queen of Wands energy. I like the Queen of Wands because she's sort of caring, she's loving, she's creative, she's a queen of action, but she doesn't stand any messing, which is why we've got dragon energy behind her. You know, she's tough. So, you know, they're saying enjoy the ride, basically, Leo, because, you know, yes, things aren't quite as you want them to be, but you have the strength to see them through, and you'll be able to see it from both sides, because, you know, you'll have that sort of, again, action energy. You know that it's a necessary step to take in August in order to right what has happened over the last few months, you know. And how funny that they said to us, this is a time to give rather than take. Like we said, you may have to put the effort in, because your efforts will be watched. Okay, there's lots of people here who are supporting you, who basically have your back. So even if it feels like you're having to do all the work in, beginning of August, there are lots of people who have your back and will appreciate the efforts that you're putting in, Leo. Okay, here you are looking very benevolent. And it doesn't mean that you've got to go out and give lots of things to other people. I'm not suggesting that for a moment. What I am saying is the effort you put in during the month of August is going to be appreciated by those around you. Okay. I mean, for a lot of workplaces, it's difficult, isn't it? Because they're having to get their, the businesses themselves are having to get back and running and into the same position as they were before. So, yeah, it's going to take an investment of time, effort, and money on behalf of a lot of people, I think. But what we've got here is lovely because we have the Wheel of Fortune. So whichever way it goes for you, as long as you don't let, as we said, pride get in your way and it doesn't get, you don't get stubborn about things, you are actually going to move forward in a very positive way. So whichever direction you choose to take, it's going to work out beautifully for you. The Wheel of Fortune is, basically nothing can go wrong here. So, if you are having to stand your ground about a situation in order to protect your own energy, for example, it is going to go your way. But don't be too stubborn about it because it is a time in August where you're going to have to give more than you'll initially get out, Leo. Here we have you again. I used the word benevolent before, which is quite interesting because I usually use it with this Six of Pentacles. You are going to be feeling in a better energy. Like we said with this card here, you are going to be in a stronger position financially to be able to, sort of trade your I was going to say time and energy again. I don't know why I was going to say that either. But, here you are taking and giving. So, again, we have you giving here. You're going to feel in a much stronger financial position to be able to do the things that maybe you were able to do before. So, your efforts are going to be rewarded. And I love the fact that we have the High Priestess here because, the High Priestess very much... a spiritual card, very much a card of manifestation, very much a card of, having strong intuition. And alongside the Queen of Wands energy, which is a card of action, you will be able to manifest the sort of outcome that you want. And we've already seen that with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so even if things feel a little uncertain in August, you have the intuition to know which way it's going to go. You're going to know which action you need to take, Leo. And that is really, really important. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting blend of cards. Because at the top of this row, and I'm reading across and downwards at the moment, and as I always do, we had a time to give rather than take. And here we have you being appreciated for all the giving you're doing. But here we have someone in Seven of Swords energy. This is it always feels like a card of underhandedness, of deceit, of sort of, this person sort of looks like they're up to mischief. They're running away with swords that you get the feeling don't belong to them, So just be aware in August of any underhand dealings, and also be aware of, if you're in a position where you think, I don't like the way I'm being asked to do so many things when other people maybe aren't, don't be tempted to go into manipulative energy, Leo, because you're not going to get rewarded for that sort of energy. And you have the power within to actually turn this situation to your advantage, but they're saying don't use manipulative methods because that isn't going to get you where you need to be. Just be strong and stand your ground if you feel the need to. I don't get any sort of major issues in the month of August for you at work. I just get the feeling that you're being asked to put a lot of effort in. And sometimes you'll feel a bit aggrieved maybe because you're thinking that you're doing all the work, as I said before. And this is why they're asking you to just, almost like go with the flow at the moment. You are going to be seeing things a lot more clearly. You are going to be able to forge your way forward clearly, and you are going to feel happy with the lessons you've learned from all the experiences from the last few months, but also in terms of getting back into a work situation. You know, pages are always enthusiastic, full of life, but there may be some you've learned already. We see the books here. This page has been studying before, and he's ready to forge forward with loads of enthusiasm. But it may be that there's some more learning to be done. But you're going to be able, if there is more learning to be done, you're going to be able to do that. And I don't mean necessarily you're going back to school or college or study or anything of that type necessarily. I'm just getting the feeling that these are life lessons. These are lessons about work situations and what works in the work setting and what doesn't for you with the new changes that we've had. But, you know, there is this eagerness. And if we look here, there's going to be progression during the month of August. So, you know, the page shows up with their enthusiasm, but you're moving into night energy. And the night has got a bit more maturity about them, a bit more in terms of, when I say maturity, it's a bit more experience maybe to move things forward. And here he is, wanting to forge forward, cutting through any obstacles. So, you know, if there is something in your work setting that you've not been so sure about and want to make some sort of decision about, you know, you are going to feel that you want to forge forward in the month of August. This particular night works at speed, okay? And you may get the feeling in August that you want to rush into something. Okay, because we have a king following this night. But interestingly, it's not the King of Swords, it's the King of Cups. Now, King energy is great, and if you look, you've progressed from being a page who's in the early enthusiasm learning stage, into knight who wants to rush into everything, into king who's pretty much landed, you know. He has a confidence about him, especially the King of Cups, I think. There's a relaxed energy about the King of Cups. But the King of Cups, although he's an emotional king, he doesn't actually talk about his emotions much or share his emotions much. And, you know, it may be that you want to rush forward with a situation, but you don't know quite how to address the issue. Okay, because if you look at this king, he's looking quite happy in himself. So I don't think there's going to be, as I said, anything untoward for you. But he's an island. He's not communicating with other people. So just be careful. If you've got a situation in August where you feel you want to take action and, you know, you have some more clarity and you want to rush forward into a situation, just make sure that you're involving your emotions as well as your head, Leo, because it's important to have the balance of both of those factors. You know, because as I said, the King of Cups, he's a lovely, lovely king, but finds the emotional side of things quite difficult. So this is feeling quite sort of logical, quite sort of head-led. So whatever this situation is, and it may be a situation that you're tempted to move away from, but I very much get the feeling that they're wanting you to get a sense of balance in all things, because they're saying to you, it's a time to give rather than take. There's going to be some effort required from your part in August. You know, you're going to be appreciated for those efforts. But again, there's a warning about deceitful energy, whether that's your energy or somebody else's. But I felt it was a message for you, Leo, to say, you know, try not to be too underhand about a situation, or, you know, to do things through the back door, because this positive energy is going to work more in your favour. And you have the strength to get through this work and this situation, because we know that everything's going to work out well for you because you have the Wheel of Fortune. And again here, it's about balance, because you're thinking very logically. You want to rush forward with an idea. Maybe you've got a new project, or maybe there's, you know, some sort of new role or something that you're taking on. but they're saying make sure that you've got a balance of emotion and you're not only thinking with your head, Leo, because ultimately you need to be happy with what you're doing. Okay, I hope that message was sort of clear for you. It's always difficult with the general readings because parts of it will resonate with you, parts of it won't, because obviously there's so many of you. I'm going to take a spirit card to sort of draw it together and see what the overall advice from spirit is. So let's see, but as I said, just take what applies for you, Leo. Spirit, what message directly do you want to give to Leo regarding this reading, please? What is the message directly for Leo regarding this reading? Okay. So they've given us soul solitude. Okay. I'll read you the writing because sometimes it's pale and doesn't show up on the video. So it says, your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, and a time for you. So it feels like there may be some demands on you during the month of August, as we've already said. You may be required to put a lot of effort into a work situation, but they're saying alongside that, make sure that you take some time out just for you, Leo. You know, don't be sort of feeling under pressure and feeling like you've got to, you know, work around people in your workplace. I think there's very much a feeling of having to work together with people to get something going. I want to take this card. Sorry, when I put the deck down, there's a card that is actually standing out that's presenting itself to me, which is quite unusual. It's a second card. Okay, it's the card of receive. And this one says, you are a kind and loving soul who constantly reaches out and gives to others. This is why they've shown you in this energy, Leo. You know, this benevolent energy. It says, but it's now time for you to learn how to graciously receive. Just as with the ebb and flow of the tides, the art of giving and receiving is the natural law and the order of the universe. So they're saying, yes, you're going to have demands on you in August to get things, you know, as they were. You are going to want to give and give and give, but they want you to also take this time so that your soul doesn't become exhausted from the efforts that you're having to put in. So even, I always say, even sort of 5-10 minutes in a quiet place, even if it's sitting in your car at the end of a work day or putting your earphones on if you're on a bus, whatever, you know, 5-10 minutes even for yourself is, you know, really, really nourishing for the soul. Okay. So I hope that helped some of you. It looks like things are moving at a good pace. It looks like you're going to be feeling back on track. But don't be thrown off course by whatever this situation is, Leo, that you're wanting to fall forward about. And remember, they want you to have some balance in terms of giving and taking, but also in terms of your plans in your head and your emotions. They want you to balance that out, Leo. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that reading. I'm going to leave it there. If any of you would like to book a private reading, then the information is in the description box below. Otherwise, if you haven't already subscribed, I'd again really appreciate you doing that for me. It really helps to build the channel. And any likes, if you do like the video, any likes will help the video to be seen by more people, which is great. And yeah, we'll speak soon. The love readings will be out in the next week or so, Leo. So let me know your thoughts and your comments. Okay, take care, Leo. Bye.